Listen, there are moments in life when silence is not weakness, but power. There are times when words would only betray you, expose your wounds, or hand over your strength to someone who does not deserve it. And if you don't learn how to master those moments, you will spend your life giving away your peace, your control, your dignity. You know this already. You've spoken out of anger and regretted it. You've explained yourself to people who never cared to understand you. You've defended yourself to those who had already judged you. And every time you did, you felt smaller, emptier, weaker. Silence is not the absence of words. Silence is the presence of control. Marcus Aurelius said, "You always own the option of having no opinion. There's never a need to get worked up or to trouble your soul about things you can't control. Silence is the option. Silence is the weapon. Silence is the wisdom." And so today, let's speak about the 5 situations where you must stay silent, where restraint is greater than reaction, where holding your tongue becomes the sharpest form of power. The first situation is when someone insults you. Your instinct screams to fire back, to protect your pride, to prove that you cannot be humiliated. But understand this, insult only has the power you grant it. If words can pierce you, it is not because they are sharp, it is because you've left your armor at home. Seneca once wrote, "An insult is only damaging if you consent to be hurt." And he was right. The one who throws the insult has already revealed their weakness. They have shown their lack of discipline, their lack of composure, their lack of inner strength. If you answer back, you descend to their level. If you stay silent, you rise above it. Let them bark, you stay calm. Let them swing, you stay still. Because silence here is not defeat, it is dominance. The second situation is when anger grips you. Anger blinds people. It makes them say words they cannot take back, break things they cannot rebuild, and lose battles they could have won simply by waiting. How many friendships have you destroyed because of words spoken in rage? How many relationships collapsed because the storm inside leaked through your mouth? Epictetus said, "Any person capable of angering you becomes your master. When you speak in anger, you surrender your mastery. You become a slave to the moment. So in anger, do not speak. Stay silent. Breathe. Let the fire burn itself out before it burns down your life. The one who can sit inside their anger and let it pass without a word is the one who cannot be broken." The third situation is when explaining yourself to people who will never understand you. You've tried it before. You've sat across from people who had already judged you, who had already decided what you are. And you tried to explain, you pleaded, you clarified. You repeated yourself again and again, hoping they would finally see. But they never did because they never wanted to. Silence here is freedom. You don't owe explanations to those who cannot see beyond their own blindness. Marcus Aurelius said, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good person should be. Be one." You don't prove yourself through words. You prove yourself through life, through conduct, through action. Let them believe what they want. Let them talk. Let them paint you as they please. You remain silent because silence here is self-respect. The fourth situation is when gossip surrounds you. It's tempting to join in, to add fuel to the fire, to defend yourself when whispers spread your name in places you cannot reach. But gossip is a storm that feeds on reaction. The less you speak, the quicker it dies. Remember this, most gossip says more about the person spreading it than the one it's about. It reveals their envy, their insecurity, their emptiness. If you react, you give their words weight. If you stay silent, you expose them without saying a thing. Seneca warned, the greatest remedy for anger is delay. And when it comes to gossip, the greatest remedy is silence. Because silence doesn't just protect your peace, it lets the noise destroy itself. The fifth situation is when the moment calls for listening instead of speaking. Most people listen to reply, not to understand. They are already rehearsing their next sentence while you're still speaking. But silence here is a gift to yourself and to others. When you truly listen, when you give space to another person's voice, you gain insight, perspective, knowledge. Epictetus taught, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." Silence is wisdom in practice, because the one who can remain quiet long enough to understand learns what others miss. And sometimes, listening in silence tells you more about a person than their words ever could. The more you cultivate it, the more you learn. And the more you learn, the stronger your silence becomes. So remember these moments because they will return to test you again and again. When insult tempts you to throw back words you will later regret. When anger consumes you and demands an outlet, even though it only destroys the one who holds it. When judgment surrounds you and tries to drag you into endless explanations that no one truly listens to. When gossip spreads and invites you to defend yourself in battles that cannot be won. And when the world is speaking so loudly that you forget the power of silence, the wisdom of listening, the strength of restraint. In each of these moments, silence is not weakness. It is not surrender. It is composure, clarity and control. Your silence is your fortress, your discipline, your shield against the chaos of the world. Every word you choose not to speak in anger preserves your energy for something greater. Every argument you refuse to enter keeps your dignity intact. Every rumor you do not chase allows the truth to reveal itself without your interference. And every moment you choose to listen rather than react expands your wisdom, making you stronger in ways words never could. Silence is not emptiness, it is space. Space for thought, for reflection, for the truth to rise on its own. The world is already drowning in noise, in voices desperate to be heard. What it needs are not more words, but deeper ones. Words born from silence, spoken rarely but carrying weight. So let silence become your strength. Protect it and trust it until it shapes you into someone steady, unshaken, and untouchable. If these words reached you, reflect on them in silence. And when you're ready, share your thoughts below. If you want more wisdom like this, subscribe. Not for noise, but for clarity, not for distraction, but for truth. Stay silent when silence is power. Let your life speak louder than anything you could ever say.